My beloved child, listen. In the stillness there is a call resounding, not the echo of the earth, not the whisper of humankind, but a sound flowing from the very heartbeat of heaven. It has not come to lull you nor to please you, but to tear the veil of night, to shatter the walls you have built around your soul. O child, you who stand at the threshold between light and darkness, between fire and ash, know this: from eternity your name has been inscribed upon the crystal tablets of heaven's court. Behold, above you the clouds split as though torn by a flaming sword. Trumpets of the angels resound, striking your heart until it trembles like a tiny grain of dust in the infinite wind. And in this very moment you are no longer a name adrift in the crowd, no longer an anonymous figure swept along by the river of life. You have been designated. You have been called by name. You are the chosen one. Hear this well: it is no accident that you stand here in this hour. Destiny is not blind. The hand of God did not tremble when He placed His seal upon your brow. From the moment your soul was a tender seed, without language, from the first infant cry, that rose like an unspoken prayer, heaven's court heard and recorded it. Even when you fell into long sleep forgetting His presence, heaven never forgot you. Do you hear the footsteps of the heavenly host drawing near? The earth beneath you quakes. The sky parts in layers, light pouring down like a river of white fire. At the center of eternity the throne of God shines brighter than 10,000 suns. And from that place the call resounds, meant for no one else but you alone. You rise. You hear my voice. You step out of the shadows. For I have chosen you. My child, tremble, but do not turn away. Tremble, because you are small, before the primordial wind. But do not retreat, for the Eternal One's hand is reaching to lift you up. This is not a general invitation sent to the multitudes. It is a secret decree carved into heavenly stone, sent straight into your heart. Remember, this call is not gentle as a lullaby, but thunders like lightning in the midnight sky. It does not leave you asleep, it awakens you. It does not let you hide, it strips away the masks you have worn. It does not come to plead with you, but to claim you. For you are chosen, and the chosen cannot pretend to slumber. My child, listen. I am Michael, Archangel of Heaven, the one who stood with the sword before the primal flame, the one who cast down the ancient dragon into the abyss. Now I speak to you directly, not through intermediaries, not in veiled words, but from my mouth to your ears, from the fire in my heart to your soul. Rise, child, for you cannot continue the journey with bare hands and a trembling heart. The time has come for you to be clothed with holy armor, with weapons not forged by man but given by heaven. These weapons do not rust, do not shatter, do not lose their power. They are the seal of your identity, the mark that proves you belong to the army of light. First, I place in your hand the sword of fire. Take it. It shines brighter than the sun, sharper than a double-edged blade, and never grows cold. This is not only a weapon against your enemies, but an instrument to sever the chains that bind you. Whenever the twin shadow whispers its lies, draw the sword of fire and say, "You have no power over me." This sword divides truth from falsehood, light from darkness, leaving only purity. Remember, the sword does not cut in hatred, but in righteousness. Next, I place in your hand the shield of light. It is not forged of iron, but cast from faith. It reflects every flaming arrow of the enemy, every accusation, every blade of doubt. When darts of fire are hurled at you, raise the shield and you will see the flames turn to ash. This shield is not heavy yet it is steadfast, not adorned with display yet unbreakable. Hold it close to your heart for it guards your soul from fresh wounds. Now I place upon your shoulders the breastplate of righteousness. It is not gilded like silver and gold, but it shines in the eyes of God. Every warrior of heaven wears it. It is not for display to the world but to protect your soul from the piercing of sin. When you wear it your enemy trembles, for it recognizes the seal of heaven upon your chest. Never take this armor off, not even for a moment, for that is the opening the enemy waits for. And here I fasten around your waist the belt of truth. Bind it firmly, for it holds you steady in battle. Truth is not a theory but the firmness of God Himself. When you wear this belt you will not be swept away by deception or illusion. It straightens your spine, enabling you to stand upright unbending before the darkness. Finally I place upon your feet the sandals of peace. Do not mistake peace for surrender. No. Peace is the strength that lets you walk firmly on rough paths, that keeps you standing through the storm. These sandals will carry you tirelessly over thorns and pits. Each step you take will bring peace to those lost in chaos. Child, look at yourself now. You are no longer bare. You bear the sword, the shield, the armor, the belt, the sandals. You are a warrior of light, equipped as no army of heaven is lacking. But remember this, these weapons hold power only so long as you remain faithful. If you betray, they will leave you as shadows vanish before the Sunday. I do not arm you to frighten you but to show you that you are never alone. Each time you raise your sword the heavenly host raises theirs. Each time you lift your shield 1,000 shields rise with you. You never fight alone. You are part of the invincible host. My child, my new warrior, mark my words. Put on the whole armor of God that you may stand against every scheme of the evil one. This is not a reminder but the law of the battlefield. Those who neglect it shall fall. Those who remain faithful shall triumph. Therefore, grip the sword of fire firmly, raise high the shield of light, fasten the belt of truth, wear steadfastly the breastplate of righteousness, and walk in the sandals of peace. For from this moment on you are not only the called but the true warrior. Do you see your reflection in the mirror of heaven's waters? It is no longer the familiar face you once saw in earthly glass. It is a radiant form clad in lightning armor, eyes aflame, brow marked with the divine seal. This is the true image heaven painted from the dawn of creation. Through the years you wandered covering it with dust, but the portrait remained intact, awaiting this hour to be revealed. And now in this moment it stands before you. Oh, chosen one, do not think this call is light as a breeze. No, it weighs heavy, as the Milky Way, deep as the abyss, high as the heavens. It carries the entire history of your soul from Eden to the end of days. And now all creation holds its breath, awaiting your answer. How will you respond? Will you remain silent like one who flees, or will you utter yes as the Virgin once did? Will you turn away like Judas in the night, or kneel like John at the cross? Do not think heaven is blind to your trembling. It is because of that trembling you are called. It is because of your weakness you are chosen. For the strength of God shines forth, in your fragility. Open your heart, listen. Heaven does not call to enslave you but to crown you, not to bind but to set free. Not to sink you but to make you soar. Lift your head and behold the radiant fire that surrounds you. That light is your guide, and it never fades. Remember, child, this call is the beginning of a journey. From now on you are not merely a wanderer but a warrior bearing heaven's seal. The whole universe has witnessed, the hosts of angels bow, the Almighty has spoken, and only your step is awaited. Therefore, my child, step out of the night, place your feet upon the threshold of light, answer the call. For you are the chosen one. My child, open your eyes, for there is one walking beside you whom you do not perceive. It looks like you, its footsteps echo with yours, its gaze reflects the smile you once formed, its voice blends with your own daily speech. But beware, it is not you. It is the twin shadow, the impostor, the hollow reflection, the thing born of lies and of slumbering habits. This shadow cannot live in light, it thrives in cracks of darkness. It feeds on your fears, breathes in your compromises with sin, grows strong when you surrender in weakness. Each day you sink into numb sleep, it swells cunningly, taking your place. Do you not know this world is full of poisonous lullabies? They whisper in your ear, sleep, do not wake. Drift, do not resist. Be safe, do not step forward. These are not comforts but chains. Such words have turned countless souls into walking corpses, moving, smiling, speaking, yet their spirit extinguished long ago. Child, hear me, a soul in slumber is like a lamp whose oil has run dry. Its last flicker glows faint and red, easily snuffed by the slightest breeze. Darkness does not need to roar, a whisper is enough. And through the years countless have turned to ash, having forgotten the flame within. Do not think slumber is harmless. No, it is the most cunning snare. For when the soul sleeps it dreams it is awake. When the soul dies it imagines it is alive. Look around you, how many faces shine outwardly, yet their eyes are empty. How many walk like flowing rivers, yet their hearts are cemeteries. Such is the fate of those who bow to the twin shadow. The shadow does not come to terrify but to lull. It speaks in gentle tones, I am you. I am what you want. I am the peace you long for. But in truth it is only a shell, a mask covering the true self God created. It is a mirage in the desert, an empty vessel, echoing sound, a phantom without a soul. Child, if you continue to sleep, one day when you look into the mirror you will no longer recognize yourself. Not because you have been transformed in light, but because the shadow has stolen your face, your voice, your gestures. Then what is real and what is false will blur beyond knowing. Worst of all, you will believe the shadow is you while your true self lies imprisoned in despair. Awaken, child. Do not let the darkness lull you with sweetness. Remember, Scripture warns Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. He does not come with a monstrous face but in silken robes, with a soothing voice, with a touch that feels like comfort. Yet behind it lies the abyss. People ask, what is more fearful than the devil? The answer, a soul that willingly surrenders to slumber. For such a soul needs no chains it binds itself, needs no prison it builds its own. Needs no gag it chooses silence before truth. Tremble before this danger, child, for even within your heart the twin shadow has whispered, has enticed. It is not far, it lurks in your moments of surrender, in your weary days without prayer, in the times you compromise with darkness, telling yourself, just this once. But it is that once that opens the door for the shadow to enter. Child, heaven calls not to flatter you but to warn you. Look directly at the peril. If you do not awaken, if you remain in slumber, the twin shadow will devour you. Then your name will be erased from the book of life, leaving only an empty husk wandering the night. Ask yourself, who do you wish to become? A soul living in light, or a phantom wearing your borrowed form? Do you wish to walk with me, Michael, the Archangel, or vanish like mist at dawn? The choice belongs to no one else. It is yours alone. Therefore awaken. Cast aside the veil of slumber. Rise from the bed of illusion. For the soul's most dangerous enemy is not sword or flame of hell, but the sweet sleep that slowly lulls it to death. My child, remember this, heaven is sounding the alarm, and this warning is salvation itself. Whoever listens and awakens shall live, whoever ignores it shall perish. Choose the light, my child. Have you ever asked yourself, who am I truly? Not the name you bear, nor the work status or outward form, but the deepest essence within, where the voice of heaven planted its seed at the dawn of time. Listen carefully, my child, for now heaven opens the scroll, unveiling mysteries long sought across the ages. In the eyes of the world you are but a drop in the ocean of humanity, a grain of dust in the desert, a fleeting wanderer, who eats, drinks, struggles, and fades away. But in the gaze of the Almighty you are a soul engraved upon His palm. Scripture declares, before I formed you in the womb I knew you. This means your existence did not begin in your mother's womb, but in the eternal will of God. Understand, my child, you are not the product of chance, nor the plaything of blind fate. You were woven with threads of gold upon heaven's loom. Within your very blood God has planted the flame of immortality, a flame no darkness can ever extinguish. And here is the revelation: you are the chosen one. Not because you are stronger, wiser, or holier than others, but precisely because of your frailty God has chosen to display His power. Just as He chose the small David to face the giant Goliath, just as He called Moses the stammerer to speak words of freedom, just as He placed prophecy upon Jeremiah's lips though he lamented that he was only a child. Look upon these witnesses and recognize your identity. It is not by chance you are summoned beneath my voice. I, Michael the Archangel, who once lifted the sword to defend heaven against the ancient dragon. Among millions of souls God has appointed you to the ranks of the warriors of light. He sees in you the potential for battle, though you yourself have not yet discerned it. Remember, your true identity is not fear, not failure, not sins of the past. These are but ashes upon your crown. Your true essence is light, is courage, is the mark of heaven itself. Even when you fall, God beholds in you the stance of a warrior. Even when you weep, He hears within your tears the echoes of triumph. Do you know why the phantom double always seeks to steal your identity? Because it knows that once you discover the truth it will have no place left to stand. So it fashions countless false mirrors persuading you that you are weak, worthless, nameless. But now heaven unveils the truth: you bear the seal of victory. Lift up your head and hear my voice. I, Michael, From the throne I cry, my child, you belong to my ranks. You are no longer called a wanderer, but a warrior. You are no longer ashes but fire. You are no longer a victim but one who is sent. Hear this, my child. These are not dreams, these are truths carved upon eternal stone. And see now, a new light rises within your heart. It is not borrowed from another, it is the very light that has always been. You are temple, torch, and vessel. In the eyes of God you are of such worth that He sent His only Son to die for you. How then can you think yourself worthless? Reject the lies of the world, my child, that you are just a number, that your life has no meaning. Believe heaven's word. You are a jewel, a warrior, a bearer of the message of triumph. In the army of light your place is irreplaceable. If you do not rise, one spear is missing from the line. If you do not march, one gap opens in the front. You are the destined link in the chain. So embrace this identity, not to boast, but to awaken. Not to sit idle, but to go forth. Not to parade before men, but to offer your soul wholly to heaven. My child, remember this well in the eyes of God. You are no longer a stranger, but a warrior of light, chosen from eternity. From this identity flows every calling, every covenant, every mission. There are wounds unseen yet bleeding in silence every day. You have hidden them behind smiles, behind casual conversations, behind masks that convince others you are fine. But heaven is not deceived. The light of God penetrates every shadow of your soul, every fracture within, like cracks in a rock awaiting a tremor to split open. My child, no longer hide. Look into your heart. How many times have you fallen and whispered to yourself, "It's fine, I am strong. I can endure." Yet deep inside you know there are fragments never mended. How many times have you sought comfort in shallow laughter, fleeting pleasures, only to hear at night the cry of your soul like one lost in a desert, thirsting for water? Memories you thought buried remain alive, black seeds rooted in the soil. At every crisis they rise again, reminding you the wound is not gone. You have been betrayed, rejected, belittled, wounded by words, by glances, by cold silences. And instead of healing you concealed them, but covering is not healing. Covering builds walls that keep you from truth. See this clearly, the phantom double often plants itself in these very wounds. It whispers, "You are worthless. You are unworthy. You are a failure." And when you believe, the wound deepens, becoming a gateway for darkness. This is why heaven compels you to confront them, not to hurt you but to end your running, to let the light seep in. Remember, it is through wounds that light can enter. The nails in Christ's hands became fountains of redemption. The pierced side became streams of cleansing blood and water for humanity. Wounds, if surrendered, become doors of miracles. But healing begins with courage to face them. To admit, "I have hurt, I have fallen, I have lost." To look into your own eyes in the mirror and confess, "I am not well." This is not weakness, it is the birth of truth, and God heals only what you dare expose. He does not heal masks, He heals the real. Pause, my child, and listen to the cry of the past. It does not call to drown you but to be answered. The tears suppressed, the pains unnamed, they wait to be carried to the throne for transformation. You cannot march with Michael into battle while still bound by hidden wounds, for the phantom double will use them to ensnare you. Be brave to open yourself. Like a soldier loosening armor for the healer to see the wound. Like a pilgrim lifting a torch into the cavern feared. Name each pain. Place them in heaven's light. Speak aloud, I have hurt. I have feared. I have been weak. And in that moment the Redeemer's hand will touch you. Do not believe pain makes you unclean. No. Pain entrusted to heaven becomes testimony. Scars become witnesses that you survived, that the light prevailed. Even the risen Christ bore nail marks, not as reminders of defeat but as signs of victory. Today heaven holds up a mirror for you. In it you see your true self, blood, tears and wounds. You may wish to turn away but do not. Look until you perceive, even in brokenness, God beholds beauty. He does not despise your wounds. He loves you more. So stand courageously before the throne. Stretch out your arms, expose every wound. Let the light pour through every crack. For it is in those very cracks that God's glory will shine, and from them you shall emerge stronger than ever. Lift your eyes, my child. Above there is a great book, its cover gleaming like sapphire, its pages inscribed with living fire. It is the book of life where heaven has written the names of the faithful. Hear me, if you keep the covenant your name will be etched there forever, no power able to erase it. Recall Christ's words, he who endures to the end shall be saved. This is not mere comfort but eternal law. You are not called to begin and abandon but to finish, to claim the crown imperishable, and this is the promise: the faithful shall receive reward not only in this age but in the age to come, where the light never fades. Imagine this vision: the day you complete your journey, heaven's gates swing open. Multitudes of angels line the way, swords raised, singing the anthem of triumph. You enter not as one broken but as a warrior victorious. And God speaks, well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your Lord. This is covenant. Not like the contracts of men, fragile and betrayed. God's covenant is carved in eternal stone, sealed in the blood of the Lamb, written by the Spirit upon the hearts of believers. From this moment, if you say yes, you have entered it. But know this covenant carries responsibility. It is no ornament but fire. To the faithful it warms and guides. To the unfaithful it judges. You cannot walk in covenant and clutch the shadows. You cannot sign the book of life and chase illusions. So ask yourself, warrior, are you willing to bind your soul to the eternal covenant? Will you say, though the world forsake me, I will not turn back? For only those who hold to the end will heaven honor as pillars of the kingdom of light. Look to the witnesses: Abraham leaving home for a promise unseen, Noah building an ark in desert dryness, trusting rain never yet fallen, Mary saying yes though destiny was unclear, the apostles walking into martyrdom without denying faith. Their names are inscribed, their triumph assured. You are called to the same path. Do not fear. This covenant rests not on your strength but on God's faithfulness. He never betrays. Even if you stumble, if you return, He will lift you. Even if you tremble, He will steady your hand. The promise depends not on fleeting emotions, but on His unchanging loyalty. And I, Michael, Archangel of Heaven, testify, I have witnessed souls inscribed in the book of life, and I have seen names erased by betrayal. Choose how you wish to be remembered. Picture the day of covenant fulfilled. Trumpets sound, armies rejoice, light floods all. You approach the throne crowned with unfading glory. You bow and the Father lays his hand upon you. In that instant every pain, every tear, every wound, disappears, only eternal joy remains. This is the promise. From this day live as one who has signed the covenant. Do not speak falsehood, for your lips are consecrated. Do not walk in darkness, for your feet wear shoes of peace. Do not bow to illusions, for your eyes are sealed with light. Live knowing all heaven watches your every step. The promise is given, the covenant opened. Only one thing remains your response. Say, yes, I belong to the covenant. And heaven shall engrave your name forever. Now, my child, all words spoken, all weapons given, all covenant sealed converge upon your soul like a rising tide. The journey is not ended, it has begun. Yet at this starting point you hold all the call, the warning, the revelation, the wounds, the armor, the covenant, the awakening, the triumph, the sending forth. One thing remains, keep the flame. This flame is not of you but of heaven. You may not let it die. Flames must be fed, guarded, kindled. Neglect it and it fades. Nurture it and it becomes a volcano of fire, consuming darkness, radiating light to the nations. Pledge with me, my child, from this day forth, never let a day pass without stoking the fire. Stoke it in prayer. Stoke it in good works. Stoke it in faithfulness to the smallest details. Stoke it by sharing with another soul. Fire is not for hoarding. Fire grows by being passed on. Let every heart you leave here be an amen echoing before heaven. Let every comment you write be a line inscribed in covenant, not just listening, but responding, not just receiving, but declaring. Let joining this channel be your enlistment into the army of light. Your stand in the ranks, your public cry before heaven and earth, I am here. I am ready. I will not turn back. Understand, this is no game of social media. This is a sacred right in the digital world where the flame is preserved, where the community of light is woven together. Darkness lurks here too, but here we raise a fortress of light, an invisible yet resounding army stretching to the ends of the earth. Let your heart beat with countless others ablaze. Let your testimony resound with the army rising. Let your presence be a pillar of fire guiding the lost. And now, before we close, I, Michael, Archangel of Heaven, lift my sword and declare over your soul. You are never alone. You are never abandoned. You never lose your place in the army so long as you keep the fire. Walk on. Continue the fight. Sow light into every day. When weary, recall my voice now speaking. When in doubt, remember the wounds you faced and were healed. When afraid, touch the sword of light, the shield of radiance, the armor of righteousness you wear. When lost, look to the book of life where your name is written. Go forth, my child, knowing every small act echoes in heaven. Live as a warrior, love as a prophet, forgive as a witness, walk as one sent. Never let darkness steal your identity. And when you end today, say, I have kept the fire. When you begin tomorrow, say, I will keep the fire. Until the end, when you enter triumph, you shall hear heaven reply. You have kept the fire. You have been faithful. Enter the joy of your Lord. Remember, child, today's end is not a period but an opening. The call still sounds, the mission continues, the army marches on. You are enlisted. You are armed. You are bound in covenant. You are awakened. And now you are sent to keep the fire until the end. Keep the fire. Sow the light. Triumph. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and turn on the bell, that together with Michael the Archangel you may spread God's light each day.